We're greatly honored to have Rav Eichenstein, shlita, Rosh Yeshiva, Rosh Kollel, was with Rav Yankel in the early years of his coming to Eretz Yisrael in the Itri Kollel. And even preceding that, you'll tell us.
60 years ago.
So you'll tell. So we're honored that Rav Eichenstein came to share with us his divrei, his orus, in memory of Rav Yankel. After Rav Eichenstein, we're going to have Rav Heshi Leibik, Rebbetzin Yellin's brother, who came all the way from America as soon as he heard to be here, to be Menachem Ovel, to be Mishtatef, and he's going to also share some divrei, his orus with us.
It's unfortunate that I'm using this occasion to, b'siyata d'shmaya, with God's help, to impart a very important fundamental lesson in our daily lives. And what constitutes our daily lives? Kehem chayenu v'oirech yomenu. That is our very existence. I wish to share some thoughts, very fundamental ones. And may that be a schus hamerit le'ilui nishmosai of our Rav Yaakov Yellin, Zechreinu Livrocha. I've always been confounded and troubled by a question, befuddled. Our main objective and goal in this world is to attain Yiras Hashem, piety, devotion to God. Wouldn't it be more in keeping with that goal that most of our learning days should be devoted to matters that pertain to piety and devotion to God, service of God, such as Sifrei Musar? Actually, of course, a Rav, someone who's going to be a decisor in halacha, must know Shas, and certainly Shulchan Aruch. However, most do not aspire to become Rabbonim. We learn Torah because that's what we're supposed to do. That is our reyes on their tray. So wouldn't it be more appropriate and more productive to learn Sifrei Musar all day long? A little Gemara perhaps. Wherever you go, any Beis Midrash throughout the world, except for certain sects, you'll find them, groups, studying Shas, Shulchan Aruch, Shas. What Masechta are you learning now? What Masechta is Yeshiva learning now? Sota?
Sukkah.
Oh, Sukkah. Well, Sukkah somewhat pertains to our service of God, at least 1 week of the year. I remember some years ago, many years ago, I was invited to say a shiur here in Shapell on Rehov HaMeiri, and you were learning Bava Metzia. Shnayim Orchsim Betalis, two people quarreling over a garment, to whom it belongs, who found it. Litigation, jurisprudence. How is that related to Yirah Shamayim? Of what significance is that? We'll start with a quote from a posuk in Mishlei. Im tevaksheno chakosev v'chmatmoinem tachpeseno. If you will pursue as if you would be in pursuit of earning a livelihood and searching for hidden treasures, then, os tovin yiras Hashem, then you will understand piety, v'das Elokim timtzo, and scholarship in understanding God's ways will you then find, you will then attain. Now, let's reflect on this. I would think that it's sacrilegious to compare our learning Torah, our being involved in Torah, to that of like mundane quests. To equate Torah with money and with treasures, it's more. Doesn't Dovra Melech say, Tovli Torah's picha malfi zov v'chesef? Your Torah is dearer to me than thousands of nuggets of gold and silver. Ahafti mitzvosecha mizhov u'mipoz. I love your mitzvahs more than gold and anything else that glitters and that is of great value. So how could the Posuk in Mishlei equate our pursuit of Torah and our involvement in Torah with nothing more than mundane matters such as money and searching hidden treasures? Time does not allow to elaborate as much as would be required. I'll try to be very brief because there are other speakers to follow. There's a great lesson in this. Apart from the mitzvah of learning Torah, there should be a love of Torah apart from the mitzvahs. Most mitzvahs do not require love of the mitzvah itself. We love servicing God, being in His service. But the mitzvah itself is not necessarily something that we love. Torah is something that we actually love. We have a love affair with Torah. And I'll prove it. Dover HaMelech exclaims, Ki soiroscho shashuoi, your Torah is my delight. B'chukosecho eshtasho, I shall amuse myself with your Torah. Torah is not only a mitzvah, it's a source of amusement and entertainment even. And it's not sacrilegious to say so. The great Gaon and Hasidic Rebbe of Sochachov, Avnei Nezer, the Eglei Tal, writes in his Hakdama, in his introduction, his preface to his Sefer, that Torah is different than other mitzvahs. And he concurs with the Nefesh HaChaim in the Shar of Torah, that Torah is different than all mitzvahs. All mitzvahs we do because we're in service of God. We don't learn Torah because we're servicing God. We don't learn Torah only because we're commanded to learn Torah. We love Torah. We learn Torah because we love it. It's something that's dear to us. And my dear friends, I wish to innovate something. B'siyata d'shmaya. There's nothing in the world that engenders greater entitlement to the bliss of Olam Haba, the world to come, than learning Torah, much more than mitzvahs. I'll tell you why. Because what is the world to come? What is there in store for us? Bliss. And what is that bliss? Learning Torah from Hashem. Not doing mitzvahs. We don't don film. We don't don tzitzis. But we learn Torah there. Hashem gives a shiur. Learning Torah in this world is the closest approximation to what is to come. It's Olam Haba. It's a microcosm of Olam Haba. That's why Torah is more than anything else. My dear friends, I'm going to conclude now. I would like to elaborate. And Rabbi Yaakov Yellin, my dear, dear friend, from 60 years ago, we became not only friends, but we became chums and buddies in Lakewood. I came at the age of 16. He preceded my arrival in Lakewood by, I think, a half year or something like that. We immediately melded, we amalgamated. We became adjoined. And we were not only friends, we were companions, bosom buddies. And that relationship, that intensity of relationship, endured all these years. I had called Rabbi Yaakov Yellin just a few days before his demise, and I told him, Yankel, I want to come to see you. I'm going to come in a few days. I was planning to come on Thursday or Friday. What a shock. God took him away from us. And I want you to know something. The main feature, the main characteristic in defining this personality, this very wonderful personality, Yaakov Yellin, not only Rabbi Yaakov, Rabbi Yaakov Yellin, was his delight in learning Torah and hearing a good vort. When he would hear a good vort, he would savor it, he would relish it, like a child sucking a popsicle. He would relish it. He embodied David HaMelech's statement, the Torah is my toy, it's my plaything, it's my amusement, it's my source of entertainment. And therefore, my friends, more than Yerei Shamayim, he was a Yerei Shamayim, and he was a lamdan and a Talmud Chochem and a Marbitz Torah. But I believe and I perceive that more than anything else, surpassing all other features in his personality and characteristics, was his enjoyment in Torah. He relished it. In Yiddish we say, at das geschmotchket. He sucked it like a child, a popsicle. In his entire life, he was the closest approximation of the world to come. And therefore I'm convinced, I want you to know, the sons and the family, and all his friends, and all his learning partners and students, even disciples, he is sitting very close to Hashem up there, because that's what the world to come is all about. Loving Torah, the bliss, being engrossed, and he prepared himself his whole life with that. His enjoyment, his delight, and reveling and relishing Torah. Yankel, I must say goodbye to you. I didn't come to Levi because I'm very limited, as you see. So at least I was able to be Menachem Oval. That ability to somewhat comfort the family was a comfort to me too. I also have to be comforted. I might say, and I wouldn't be exaggerating, I lost not only my best friend, but my best buddy.